portable airbrush I've got. Purchased this around December of last year, so I've had it about 3 months or so now, and I thought it's time to show you what I'm mostly using now when I'm spraying my figures and my models and my dioramas as well. So it's a simple airbrush there. I've unscrewed it. There's your airbrush. Here's the battery. It is just one of the normal portable batteries, cordless battery what you get with them, and turn it on there, and that changes your speed if you want as well. Turn it off as well if you hold it. It's Type-C connector for charging, and screw it in, and that's as much noise as it's going to make. Now that might sound a bit loud to you on camera, I don't know, because I'll find out when I actually look at the video, but it's nowhere near as my proper compressor I've got that's got the tank and everything with it, the old style with the hose that I've used for donkey's years. It's got a removable cup with a lid. Small hole in the lid as well if you can. I can't see it. There you go. And that's that. In the box, what's left, obviously this is what comes with it. Charger cable, no plug though. Another cup, never used it, no intention of actually. You've got your nozzle set changing tool, spanner. You've got your cleaning needle in there. They are super sharp, them. I've stabbed myself a few times with them. And some brushes. Now, this thing, there's no pressure gauges. There's nothing to say what PSI is spraying it. But as I say, if you press that, it comes on. But as I say, you can change the actual amount of air that it's blowing. So, as you can hear there, press it, and you can hear. Personally, I prefer it on the stronger one. It feels like it's spraying about 15 to 18 psi. I like to fill my paints with it. If I don't fill my paints with it, I find it can clog up a little bit easy. It does have the same problem that most airbrushes do. The needle can dry out. You do get this cap to protect it, but that's just what it is. It's a very simple thing. Cost when I purchased it back in December, £61 it is. At the moment it's £64. I got it off Amazon. This is UK prices, and I got it were about 1 day, 2 day delivery. It didn't take long. I'm sure it was 1 day delivery. It's a bit dearer than the £30–40 airbrushes that you're seeing about, but the difference between this and them is this turns on, turns off as you press the trigger. It is not a constant on airbrush. So this, I can charge this up and it will last me a long time. I easily airbrush a full kit with it without having to charge it up again. It'll probably only be down to 2 or 3 when I've done that. I've recently sprayed, and I'll just get it, there you go, my Mustang, my RAF Mustang. Picked this up about 50 quid. It's the first time I've done a 1/48 scale aircraft. Anyway, I sprayed, that is Vallejo Primer Black. It is quite a thick paint, so I thinned it about 70-30, 70% paint, 30% thinners, and sprayed it perfectly. It's hard to see because it's black, but it's gone down very fine. But I have actually undercoated the I've actually sprayed the underside already in the colour I want for there, which is a grey. So I've now masking taped it up with Tamiya masking tape, so it's ready for its next coat of paint. So what I'll do is I'll get it all set up, and then I'll spray this and show you how it works. Right, I'm set up. This set I am using is the late RAF colours from Ammo. There you go. These paints are very, very thin, so I don't even bother thinning these when I'm spraying these at a gun. So it shows you how thin they are by that. But they have to go on super, super thin. They are the most pickiest paints in the world. For if you put too thick a coat on, they dry awful. So first off, I know it's not a proper spray booth, but I only use it for doing little stuff like this. I've got windows open, well ventilated room. There you go. So first off, bring a bit of paint through, and as you can see, it's coming. So now, nice and simple, and I just steadily spray a thin coat like so. And as you can see, it's not going down super thick, not silly thickness, never thick with this. Even if you're going back 6-7 times, better to be a thin coat than a thick coat. It has a 0.3 millimetre brush, needle. And already I think that's clogging up at the end. I'll just take the nozzle off, because I usually find that little thingy is a pain. And back over, and as you can see, yeah, that's better. And that's all I do with these paints. As you can see, it's quite nice indeed. Comes out quite well. I never ever put thick coats on. Now it has got at the back an adjuster, so if I turn it, which I think it will do, I'll just clean the end off again. That's all I use, fingers like that. And as you can see, a little bit more paint's coming out. As you can see now, it's coming out a lot thicker, and can you see it's staying a little bit wetter. And that's close. If I kept spraying in the same spot, that's close to too much for ammo paint. But as you can see, you've got a lot of fine control with this spray gun, especially for what it costs. There's nothing special about this actual spray gun itself. This airbrush itself, it is just your basic cheap one. You can usually pick them up for about 25 quid. It's the battery you're paying for. Like the other ones, the cheap batteries, you don't get that where it's gone on and off now. So that battery is still cold. So you can carry on going. I don't like to use it if it gets too hot, but I've never had the problem where it's gotten too hot. So if I turn this down now, probably a bit too much, I'll just make sure it ends clean. Just release a bit. A bit more, come on. No. Yeah, maybe left it a little bit there. Oh, there she goes. Right. And you can see how if you wanted to do a small patterny stuff, can you see? You can just do if you wanted. Nice little. As you can see, you can do shading if you wanted with it. You could follow the lines like so. Following lines. As you can see, I can make it really fine, or open her up. I can get lovely coat of paint, thickish. I could open it more, but I don't want to, because if I do, I know full well I'm going to end up putting too much paint down and ruin my model. I don't want to do this, because this is not a test model. This is one that I'm actually making at the moment, and I'm really enjoying making it. So as you can see, sprays acrylic paints rather well for scale modelling. Now, these kind of airbrushes have mostly been designed for doing tattoos, cakes, that kind of thing. But as an airbrush for modelling, especially if you don't want to invest hundreds and hundreds of pounds, this is fine. It really is. One thing though, it will not just take any other airbrush. I have got quite a few airbrushes. I've got the Iwata clips. In fact, that's down here. I'll just get it. Just a second. There you go. Right, the Iwata clips here. As you can see, the clips. Sorry, the Revolution. Sorry, Iwata Revolution one. I'll just get it out. Stuff everywhere as usual. Now, I don't hardly use this one anymore, but as you can see, completely different connectors, and there is no way without some kind of a connector that you can get would that fit on there. I don't know if that would come apart. I'm not even going to attempt it because that's too dear an airbrush to ruin like that. There's not a lot of difference in them. There's probably more a knock off this than ever, but this is a really, really, really good airbrush. My favourite. But, and I use this for spraying anything big, quick, but I've got to get my compressor out for that. Get my compressor out, get my hoses out, set it all up, use this, clean it up, put it all away. This takes 2 minutes to set up and put away. That's why I use this now, because it's just too easy for me. Even now, quick clean off, and as you can see, sprays, and I can carry on whenever I want. Oh, probably going a bit much there. Yeah, that's better. Like as you can see, you can spray a lot or you can spray a little. All controllable by that nozzle at the back, which is turning screw thing that makes it so how far back this comes. It's coming back. I don't know if you can see that. It's coming back about 2/3 up way, probably a little bit more. And that sprays really well. Now, Tamiya paints spray even nicer and cleaner than this, because you can thin Tamiya paints down real good bit. Vallejo paints are different. Vallejo, when you're trying to spray them, they can be a proper pain. And I'd advise buying the Vallejo model hair rather than the Vallejo model colour. But if you buy the Vallejo model colour, you're looking to spray them with this. It's about a 60/40 ratio. And again, thin coats, making sure that it allows it to dry rather than flood your model and find you regretting it. But these thin coats you can get on here, and you keep so much of the detail. I'll just move my box. Look at that. Look at that. That's very nice. Yeah. Is it worth it? Very much so. Is it 64 quid, as I say at the minute? It's a bargain for money, if that's what you're looking for. If you've already got the compressor, and you've already got your air hoses, and you've got 2 or 3 airbrushes, is it worthwhile spending 70 quid on one of these? Probably not. But if you're wanting somewhere that's quick to set up, quick to clean, because I take that to the kitchen, clean it out, run water through it first, then I run some thinners through when I bring it back to my modelling desk. Now, it don't take me more than 2 or 3 minutes to clean out. But if you've got your compressor set up all the time, it's the same anyway, because if you've got it in the same spot, it all runs. I can't do that. I've got a grandson who thinks that it's time to play with everything at the minute. He's 2-year-old, so you don't leave no tart that he can get too easy. But you could take that, so you went on holiday. You could easily take this and have a couple of hours in the evening if you want, if you're working away from home and you need to spend, I don't know, time and wasted time, you've got time to spray or whatever, you could do it, modelling, anything. Do it at your friend's house, you can take that with you, you can meet up, spray models, whatever it is, go to a meet and use them. But for 64 quid, I think it's a bargain. Certainly worth a buy. And if that helps you in decisions on buying one, and you do get one, and you do try it, just let me know. And if you do, anybody sees where you can get an adapter that would take, say, my iWatter here, so that you could connect it to it, could you let me know where you can get one from? Just find me a link up. It must be purchasable from, obviously, for England, because well, UK, because there's no point sending me a link and it's for a part of the world we can't import from. But if you do know, especially if you're from England and you know where I can get one and use it, please let me know. And thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe and click like, it helps me out. It is a new channel at the moment, and every little helps. Cheers. See you later.